Welcome all. Namasaya Anouk. As you all might have heard, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are planning to go to Mars. Of course, this sounds fascinating, doesn't it? Well, at the same time, it deeply saddens me. I cannot help but think that it feels as though we are forgetting about our planet and are slowly shifting focus onto other frontiers. Let's not go to Mars. Let's forget Mars. Let's keep fighting and preserve the beauty surrounding us right here. Let's tread softly. Or no, let's rather start tiptoeing on this beautiful planet of ours. This is why I chose JinJit, which is Bahasa for tiptoeing. So, what exactly is tiptoe architecture? Buildings and their construction account for 36% of global energy use and 39% of energy-related carbon dioxide emissions annually. The amount of buildings operations account for 28% of global energy use. The amount of carbon generated through the manufacturing of building materials, the transportation of the materials to the construction site, and the construction itself accounts for 11% of global energy use. That means, in order to change this destructive cycle, we must not only change the way we build, but also the type of buildings that we create. I strongly believe that the construction industry has such a major impact on the global environmental status that focusing on this topic gives my quest a legitimate chance to facilitate change. This is why I chose JinJit, a sustainable biotextural approach for this climate zone, and named it Tiptoe Architecture. Tiptoe Architecture aims at creating a blueprint for scalable, sustainable housing products. Before starting the design process, I put a lot of time and research into the features of a house that help reduce energy consumption and thus its carbon footprint. I held multiple interviews with biotecture and architecture offices across Bali. Amongst these were Maitri Fisher from EcoMantra, Max Jankwil from Studio Jankwil, and of course, Elora Hardy from Ibuku. This helped me come to conclusions and make decisions on my design features. I will now explain the initial perimeters and order these amongst the 5 principles of biotextual design. I decided on creating a 2-bedroom housing designed to house up to 4 persons, as this is a common product commonly seen in Bali and is responsible for extensive land ceiling. The design is approximately 100 square meters and was arranged on a 60-centimeter grid. It contains 2 bedrooms, a shared bathroom, an open kitchen, a living room, as well as a storage and technical unit. I also included a natural pool, as it blends into its setting, and is extremely healthy for both the swimmer and its environment. I decided on using a Batak Toba-style roof, as I see many sustainability advantages in vernacular architecture. I decided on placing the house on 20-centimeter stilts with very few pressure points. Now, let me explain to you the 5 initial biotextual design principles. Number 1, materials. I decided on using reclaimed wood, locally sourced reclaimed stone, and natural biorattan. I brought 2 pieces of reclaimed wood that I will be giving to one of you and that you can pass around so that you can see what reclaimed wood looks and feels like. The one that I will be giving here is already processed, and this one has not yet been processed. So there's a very big difference in texture and color. Being here at Green School, we are very aware of the sustainable and positive effects of working with bamboo. However, I believe there should be alternatives, as although bamboo is a great sustainable product, it also has a few disadvantages. For instance, its lifespan is a lot shorter than comparable materials such as reclaimed wood. A shorter lifespan makes it harder as a potential investment product for the developed property buyers market. Sustainability, in the perception of property buyers, is also always a matter of longevity. This is why I chose reclaimed wood, which is carbon neutral and extremely strong and durable. However, when working with reclaimed wood, you must know from whom and where to source. The same goes for locally sourced reclaimed stone. It takes a lot less carbon to reclaim stone than it does to run machinery to quarry new stone. Number 2, thermal cooling. As ACs heavily contribute to carbon emissions, I disregarded ACs. I came up with the idea to refrain from glazing and create thin wooden beams along the side of the bedrooms. These wooden beams are slightly tilted, enough to leave the guest privacy, but allow air to flow inside at the same time. Number 3, energy. I decided to place 24 square meters of solar panels along the roof facing south. These will produce approximately 115 kilowatt hours per day. As my target group consumes 6 kilowatt hours per day in a household, and as the house is designed to house up to 4 persons, I assumed a maximum daily consumption of roughly 24 kilowatt hours. As home battery energy systems are quite expensive, it is more realistic to plan an on-grid solution, which means that the excess energy produced during sun hours will be given back into the grid. As only 14% of Indonesia's energy mix stems from renewables, giving back this clean solar energy into the grid will help Indonesia transition over to renewable energy sources and help turn the energy balance of a house positive. Number 4, water harvesting. The roofs will be equipped with rain gutters, which will direct the water into the natural pool or into underground cisterns, from which the water is used for consumption. A natural pool blends into its setting and is extremely healthy for both the environment and its swimmers. Plants and stone or sand are used to purify the water rather than chlorine or other chemicals. Number 5, contained sewage treatment. Grey water will be collected and reused at JinJit. 18% of fresh water currently used for toilets can be saved using this method. But now, without further ado, let me give you a tour of the JinJit house that I designed. Coming in, we can see the natural pool, which is divided into the swimming area and the area for plants which purify the water. On the top, we can see the solar panels facing south. This is the open kitchen, also made from reclaimed wood. And coming into the back, I decided to install a low water use over here into the bathroom. I decided to install a low water use toilet, which uses 50% less than the usual 1.6 gallons of water per flush. And in the back are the storage and technical units. This is one of the 2 bedrooms. Over there, you can see the wooden beams that I placed as an alternative for air conditioners. They enable air and light to flow into the bedroom. And this was my design, my quest project. Yes. As I believe I'm slowly running out of time, I will be skipping the next few pictures, but to whomever is interested, you may gladly come to me after, and I will show you the rest of the building. Now, I hope you enjoyed my tour of my design. I am realistic enough to understand that this school project will not influence or have an impact on the professional field of biotecture or architecture. However, I am courageous enough to keep putting emphasis on this topic within my community and my family. I've already convinced my parents to change their approaches on construction within the future. Now, let me thank Green School for this wonderful opportunity for such a unique experience and project, and thank my teachers, especially the Quest team, that helped me throughout this journey. And let me thank my mom, who encouraged and supported me with my presentation skills. And last but not least, let me thank my dad, who unfortunately could not make it today. However, let me share this one last note with you. 5 weeks ago, I was fortunate enough to go to the Komodo Islands. This is one of the pictures that I took on the trip. It was truly one of the most beautiful landscapes I've ever seen in my life. While being on the trip, one night I was sitting there looking up at the stars. I noticed a glimmering red spot, and I thought it was a satellite, until a friend pointed out that it was in fact Mars. I didn't know you could see Mars. So I sat there for a while, looking up into the sky, looking at this mesmerizing red spot. I knew right then and there that I prefer it more from afar than the thought of having to live there. Let us please work on this together. Thank you.